George Martin never ceases to amaze. Recently, the author of Game of Thrones took a photo with a resurrected direwolf, shared news about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and is doing everything except writing The Winds of Winter. Meanwhile, filming for the third season of House of the Dragon has begun, which promises to be the most grandiose and expensive yet. As you can see, there's plenty to discuss, and we'll do just that right now. Let's start with an update on the Targaryen War. As we've already mentioned, the third season of House of the Dragon is set to be bigger than ever. This isn't a prediction, but a direct statement from the show's runner, Ryan Condal. At a recent event, he revealed that the upcoming episodes will be larger in scale. The finale of the second season left us hanging by showing armies mobilizing across Westeros. Condal promised the series will now reach a new level, with stunning episodes and 4 major book-accurate events set to unfold in the third season. Additionally, the showrunner hinted at an unconventional episode that will break from the usual format. These claims are intriguing, but let's unpack them. First, the 4 major book events. According to earlier information, one of the bloodiest and most dramatic moments of the Targaryen Civil War will be depicted. The new season will kick off immediately with the famous Battle of the Gullet. Had things gone differently, this largest naval battle in history would have already occurred. Since the second season was shortened from 10 to 8 episodes, this sea battle was cut from the original plan. The event was meant to serve as the finale, add momentum, and pave the way for the next season. The Triarchy allied with the Greens to break the Valyrian blockade of the Gullet, a key route between Dragonstone and King's Landing. Ships were already heading into battle, but the season abruptly ended, so the Battle of the Gullet will now occur in the third season's premiere, marking one of the grandest openings. In the book, events unfolded rapidly when a ship carrying Princes Aegon and Viserys to Pentos was attacked by the Triarchy's fleet. This led the Dragons of the Blacks joining the battle alongside the Valyrian fleet, including all new riders. The forces on both sides were immense: 90 Triarchy ships, the entire Valyrian fleet, and 5 dragons made the Battle of the Gullet one of Westeros's largest naval conflicts. The start promises to be spectacular, and the showrunner isn't boasting for nothing. Crushing character deaths are inevitable, but we won't spoil it for those who haven't read the books. The second major book event Condal mentioned is likely the Siege of King's Landing. Rhaenyra takes this step because the city is not only a strategic location, but also a symbol of royal authority. By the second season, her forces had grown significantly, making the siege a matter of time. Given that House of the Dragon is planned for 4 seasons, there's no room to delay. Naturally, land armies, fleets, and dragons will clash, ensuring a monumental showdown. If the writers stick closely to the book, we'll witness one of the biggest plot twists yet. However, the third season's timeline diverges. The king isn't in the city, as Aegon secretly fled with Larys Strong, leaving Rhaenyra in a dilemma there's no one to overthrow. Regardless, the attack on King's Landing will be epic and pivotal. The third major book event involves Criston Cole and is called the Butcher's Ball. This battle occurs as he leads the weakened Green Army south through the Riverlands, aiming to meet the Hightower forces. Meanwhile, Aemond abandons the troops to ride Vhagar and ravage the Riverlord's lands. However, Cole's army is ambushed by the Blacks. Here, the Winter Wolves, sent by Cragen Stark from Winterfell, enter the fray. In the book, they use tactics like disguising themselves as corpses to launch surprise attacks. We won't spoil the outcome, but this battle will be unforgettable. The fourth event is less clear. Fans, whether book readers or not, have long awaited the showdown between Daemon and Aemond. These 2 iconic rivals are destined to determine who is the ultimate dragon rider. According to the book's timeline, their clash will be legendary and pivotal to the Dance of the Dragons. Though their duel was foreshadowed in Season 2, showrunners will likely save it for the 4th and final season. Saving the best for last makes sense, given the multiple large-scale battles already promised. Thus, the 4th book event mentioned by the showrunner is likely the First Battle of Tumbleton. This fits the 3rd season's timeline. Tumbleton has been referenced multiple times as the home of Hugh Hammer's wife's family. This trading town became a key stronghold for the Blacks between the Reach and King's Landing to counter Hightower forces. The battle involved 2 massive armies, Winterwolves, dragons, and a major betrayal. It will be explosive, with far-reaching consequences. Clearly, the showrunners weren't lying. The 3rd season will finally deliver what House of the Dragon should have been from the start. The Targaryen War will erupt with doubled intensity, moving beyond 1 or 2 battles per season. At least 4 major clashes are guaranteed, heightening anticipation for Season 3. As for Ryan Condal's unconventional episode, its nature remains unclear. His phrasing suggested something conceptually new. We'll likely only learn details after the premiere. Let's hope it's not too unconventional. Additionally, Steve Toussaint, who plays Corlys Velaryon, accidentally confirmed the appearance of a missing Targaryen prince aligned with the Greens. The actor posted a roles list for upcoming filming on social media, which was swiftly deleted. But the internet never forgets. Prince Daeron Targaryen, third son of Alicent and Viserys, was listed, confirming his debut. Every Targaryen has dragon blood, granting the ability to ride dragons and sow chaos. Riders are invaluable, as seen when the Blacks recruited bastards in Season 2. Like his siblings, Prince Daeron Targaryen is bonded with his dragon Tessarion. Though smaller than Vhagar, she's faster and more agile, making her a formidable opponent for the Blacks, replacing Aegon and his dragon. While House of the Dragon films its 3rd season, George Martin continues living his best life. The A Song of Ice and Fire author recently met resurrected direwolves, no joke, despite the series' adjacent news. Direwolves, popularized by Game of Thrones, were thought fictional but actually existed before going extinct 10,000 years ago. Modern gene tech revived them by merging their DNA with wolves. Who better to invite to this milestone than Martin? The writer agreed and discussed the upcoming A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, explaining why the new series won't meet viewer expectations. Martin has seen all 6 episodes of the new Game of Thrones prequel and praised the result. However, audiences accustomed to the epic scale and existential threats of Thrones and Dragon will find this spin-off tonally distinct. HBO producer Francesca Orsi compared Knight's budget to Thrones and Dragon, noting production standards have shifted. Studios now hesitate to invest heavily in unproven projects. Thus, each Knight episode cost under $10 million. Despite the smaller budget, Orsi stressed the duel scenes will rival Thrones' best. Think Oberyn versus the Mountain or the Hound versus Brienne. Knight also lacks budget-inflating elements. White Walkers haven't appeared, and dragons are extinct, reducing CGI costs. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms should be viewed as a Westerosi history supplement. It's faithful to the source material and localized, lacking epic battles, which may disappoint despite compelling characters. Still, it deserves a chance. When Martin dislikes something, he's vocal, but here he's all praise. So, we're eagerly waiting. As for other spin-offs, HBO seems paused to gauge interest in Knight. If successful, prequel and spin-off development will accelerate, letting us revisit Westeros more often. For now, share your thoughts. Can House of the Dragon rival Game of Thrones' best seasons? And what are Knight's chances of success? Subscribe to discover new dimensions of your favorite movies and dive into the fascinating world of cinema with us.